Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, coming to you live from Kalispell, Montana, and today is my birthday. Yep, the big 6-0. I look in the mirror and I'm like, that's not what 60 looks like. 60 is supposed to be old. I don't feel like I look old. So anyways, just a reminder, my birthday, your bonus is going on with an order of $35 or more. You can get a BOGO. In other words, you place the order and then you get that amount, whatever you spend in my online store, you get that from my retired goodies section. If you're local, you can come shopping here next week. If you are long distance, then I will send you a mystery box. And of course, either way, there's always some extra goodies that are stashed into that or stuck into that as well. So I do want to let you know, though, Stampin' Up! Has said that there is going to be free shipping on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, which is still while my BOGO is going on. So you're going to be able to quadruple dip, and there'll be more information tomorrow on that. Just keep that in mind. Start looking, start filling up your cart, but don't click checkout quite yet. All right, let's go ahead and get started because it's Tuesday. So it is Kit Together Tuesday, and let's find out about this kit. There's two ink pads or ink spots, 2 daubers, but no stamps. What are we going to do? Let's find out. I'm excited. I even wore my flowery shirt to go along with this shaded Petals kit. So it's an all-inclusive kit. Everything is in the box that you need to make the cards as designed. All you have to do is add scissors, of which I can't find my safety cover. So be very careful because these scissors are sharp and they can draw blood. Okay, that's how sharp they are. So just be careful. Probably not for children without really good supervision. I'm not a child and sometimes I might need supervision. All right, so we have here our Highland Heather and Calypso Coral, which are a great color combination, by the way. I'm bringing in my larger regular size Highland Heather and Calypso Coral. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up. Move that out of the way. Here are our daubers. Let's pull this out and around. Throw that away. We have here 2 daubers. So this is kind of a technique kit. How cool is that? Let me just make sure that we are on, because I was having a little bit of a glitch earlier with my Streamlabs. So let's just make sure it's showing up. Yep, there it is. All right. So we have 2 daubers. I already have 2 daubers with these colors, so I'm going to use mine and keep these for other colors that I don't have daubers for. This, we have some wonderful Terran tape. Then we have another little Ziploc of other adhesives. So we also have glue dots, and we have dimensional strips and mini dimensionals. So 4 different adhesives in this kit. That's pretty amazing. So let's find out more. We're going to start over here with this. So we're not stamping, but keep this on hand just in case you need someplace to make a mess. All right, and then we have here our instructions with our 3 different cards, 3 of each design. Shaded Petals kit. On the back, it shows you all the ingredients in the kit, and it talks about the other colors. So Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, Garden Green, Heather, Highland Heather, and Gold. Not a ton of colors in this one. Very simple, very basic, which is sometimes really nice. And then we have our no-fail instructions. And we're going to start with, and they flipped it around, we're going to start with our ingredients. So we're going to use this. This is card 1, card 2, card 3. Let's use this. I'm going to set it right here for myself. We have all the same envelopes, so we know that that's going to be easy peasy. All right, here we go. Card bases. So this pink one is card 1. Although I guess there wasn't pink. It looks kind of pink, but it must be the Calypso Coral. This is the Highland Heather. This is card 2. And then we have our Daffodil Delight is card 3. Now there's not a texture on here, but there is a pattern that makes it look like it's textured for all of them. All right, and then we're going to go into these rectangles. It looks like just 2 and 3 get them. And then we have these leaves, and they look like they all go to card 2. Now, I don't know about you, but one of my favorite color combos are a purple and a green. So I'm already drawn to this card because it's a favorite color combo of mine. The purples and the greens, I think, go beautifully together. All right, then we're going to pull in this one. How do I already have cat hair on there? I don't know. All right, so then this one, the frame, ooh, we're going to have some extra white cardstock to play with. I might have to come back and do some alternates on these kits. We have 2 kits a month, typically 2 kits a month, and I'm thinking once I introduce them, then the next 2 weeks I should maybe do some alternates with them, maybe even mixing them all up. So this one goes here, and then these large flowers, these are the same size, so one large flower goes, here we go, whew, there. And then we have, oh, that's the smaller flower because here's the larger flower. So we have this larger flower going here. We have the circle, we're going to put both the circle and the frame over here. And then we have these, so we need 2 of the big ones, 2 of the medium ones, and then 2 of the small ones. Looks like we're going to be building some flowers. All right. And then we have some of these. So let's see, we're going to put this one here. These 2 little pink ones go there. This one goes here, and this one goes here. These 2 go over here. So I'm just going through and I'm just looking at everything on here where it goes. And that way it's easier to build your card once you already have all the ingredients together. 2 and 3. And then these 2, pretty much all the flowers look like they're going. Oh, no, this one goes over here. And then this one goes back over here. And these little ones go over here. All right. I didn't really look closely at the front pictures. I might have to do that just for the fun of it. All right, and then we have this one. Like this. And this tall one over here, and this short one over there, and that one's done. And then because it is a non-stamping kit, it comes in English, German, French, and Dutch. So we can set that one there. So this first one is going to have the happy birthday. And then the next one is the best wishes. and it's the gold. And then the last one is the thank you. And best wishes could be wedding, it could be birthday, it could be anniversary. And then we have some flowers down here. So we're going to put one of these over here. And then we have 6 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5. And, oh, these all go over here. Got my cards mixed up. All right. So, we got the 2 clips of coral flowers, the 2 white ones, the 2 greenery, the little yellow, and the little gold. And then we have over here, we have all the white ones, the Highland Heather ones, the green leaves, the yellow, there we go, the yellow, the best wishes, the frame. All right, and then this one we have all of that. So we are good to go. Let's go ahead and get started with card number 1. I'm going to set this aside so we can jump right into here. All right, and this is where we'll use our chipboard so that we don't get the glass mat dirty. All right. Hi, Joanne. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. So we have these. And it looks like they're just tamping it down. All right. And these. And we're going to take our Calypso Coral and our dauber. All right. So when you do it, you want to tap. On here, you're also just going to tap. You want to make sure you get some color on your dauber. Tap it. And then you're just going to tap like that. All right. So we're going to tap to get color and just kind of tap around the flower. So tap, tap, tap. If you don't want a big blotch, make sure you do your hard taps over here and your softer taps over here. All right, we're not covering it completely in color. We want some white to still show up. Okay. And you don't want to tap too hard, because if you do tap too hard, then you get that solid circle. So I'm just kind of tapping around like that. And I guess we're tapping color on color, tone on tone over here too. It helps it to add a little bit of dimension to the flower. All right. So here we have a little bit of tapping. All right. It adds a little bit of depth to it. Kind of. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of smear to the side because I want to make sure not to have the circle. So you can just kind of smear it as well versus just tapping. So we're going to do that. I just found it, I was so surprised. I had in my newsletter, I had announced it as a stamping kit. And then when I saw it closer, I was like, oh my gosh, it's not a stamping kit. It just has 2 ink spots, but no stamps. So my apologies if you got my newsletter and it said it was a stamping kit, because it's not. All right, so now we have the little gray dots. Those are our glue dots. So we're going to take our Take Your Pick tool and put glue dots on things. So we're going to bring this in. I feel like these glue dots are kind of big for this. I might cheat. If you have done other kits, you know that you will have tons of leftovers. So I'm just going to bring in my little bit smaller ones. All right, and then we have that one, and then we have this one. So the big ones would probably work. They just seem a little big to me, and sometimes I like to save those for ribbon. All right, and then we want one in the center here. So we have a hole in the center there. I guess they've kind of got it on the hole. So maybe I do use the bigger ones for that. I use the bigger ones for that. There we go. All right, and then what we're going to do, all right, so then we got to pop this off. We're going to do some layering. Okay, I got smart and I created, not that I've shown that smartness here, I've got smart. I grabbed something, and so this is my little trash bin. I just forgot to bring it over here. All right, so then this one is going to go in what direction? Let's see, how do they have it on there? All right, hold on. I'm gonna see if I can turn this way. And then this one goes this way. Ah, all right, like that. And then my dot is not showing up there enough. So I need to add another dot here for the center of my flower. Oh, see, I'm not used to using a little tub, so I need to get better at that. Here we go. There's that one. And then we have this one. So let's see. So we've got this going this way, and we have this one going down this way. And then we have this one going in the center. Let's see if it picks it up. It did. All right. There we go. And then we will take the backings off of these. Let's see. All right. Take the backings off of these. Eek. These are so staticky. All right, so, and we needed some dimensionals. We'll use the mini dimensionals. Whoop, that was just the backing. Come on. There we go. So we have a mini there. There we go. A mini here. And a mini here. Let's see. All right, and we want to bring in our, we're going to set that aside carefully. Bring in our card base and go ahead and crease it real good. Then we are bringing in our leafy things. So I'm going to do that, and then this one, and then we have another glue dot on the back side. Like that. Pop those puppies off. Like this. And then this one, I'm going to use my thumb nail and I'm going to curl these up a little bit. Okay, you can use bone folder, you can use your thumbnail, whatever you want. I just like to put a little bit of a curl into my flowers just at the tip. All right, so like that, and even this one. That way it's not quite so flat. All right, so that one goes there. Then we're going to do the same thing with this. Can't really do the middle part so much. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just grabbing it and just running my thumb across it just a little bit between my two fingers to kind of curl it up just a smidge, just to give it a little bit of life, because flowers are not flat, right? Flowers are not flat. There we go. And then we'll do our happy birthday, oops, right across here. All right, and there, my friends, is card 1. Now, the other thing you could do, which I would be inclined to do, is to kind of distress the edges a little. So I'm going to take my dauber and I'm just going to go around the edges of the front of the card, just to kind of soften it a little bit, like that, and kind of tie in the shading that we did on the petals. Okay, there we go, even up the back. And we'll just tie it all together. You could do it on the inside too if you wanted to. I probably would not, but I at least like the look of it on the outside. All right, there we go. There is card 1, and we'll put it into our envelope. There we go. All right, let's check out card 2. Looks like we have a lot more daubing to do. All right, so we're going to bring in our, let's see, we're going to bring in our flowers. Oh, I think I got some extras. All right, here we go. I think I own, oh no, I got them all. All right, so are these the right size? I'm just making sure they're the different sizes. Okay. All right, so, and then we also have the Highland Heather ones. Okay, so now we're going to start with our Calypso Coral, because we've already been using it, and we're going to be daubing the white set. Okay, so remember, you can start off with the tapping, and then you can also do the swiping, we'll call it. We'll call it swiping. All right, so either way, you just want to kind of make sure you don't have a circle right there on it. All right, I should probably bring you in a little closer, huh? Are you sitting there saying, June, I'd like to see a little better? There we go. All right, here we go. So get some color on there, and then you can swipe it. Remember, it doesn't have to be completely solid. They have some white on here. It doesn't have to be solid. You want a little bit of white. That adds some dimension and texture to it as well. All right, so then we're going to use our Highland Heather. So this is pretty cool. How many of you have used daubers before? I know Joanne has used daubers. How many of you have used daubers before? All right, let me Get some ink on there. There we go. So, and it's all a personal choice in the look that you're wanting. If you want to have the circles, you can do the circles. So they have where they went around here and they did circles, but I like the swiping look better so that it's less circle defined. But that's a personal choice for me. So you will be able to choose what look you like. So try it both ways on your cards and then see what look you like better. I like the swiping look versus the full-on circle. Okay. There we go. And then we're doing it also on here. Oops. See, I got kind of heavy-handed there, but I think it'll be partially covered by the other flower if they're layering it the way they did the others. So there we go. Yeah, I picked this kit today because I was very intrigued that I knew that I wasn't going to want to wait to find out more. And I thought, well, it's my birthday. I could choose what I want to do, right? So, going out for sushi tonight. Gonna try a new sushi restaurant that we haven't gone to as of yet. So, all right, I probably did a little too much purple now looking at that, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Okay, so we are going to be layering these. We will take these off of here to start with. Bring in our card base like this and crease it. All right. And then, oh, it's going this way. All right. And then we will bring in our frame. Let's put our flower centers over here. We'll bring in our rectangle. We're going to bring in our best wishes, our leaves, all right, I'm not putting the leaves all in there. That's too challenging for me. I'll put this in there, and then I'll put the leaves over here. All right, so some require dots, some require strips. All right, so this right here is the roll, so that is the tear and tape. All right, so we're going to use some tear and tape here on the sides of this. Just like that, not a whole lot, it'll hold it for sure. For the frame though, let me just look, make sure, still roll. I'm not sure. I feel like, yeah, this is those strips, the adhesive strips. So we're going to put the adhesive strips on the frame. So I'm going to do one right here. So the frame is going to be higher up. .3D, if you will. All right. So I was about to say, what do you have planned for the weekend? But it's not the weekend, it's Tuesday. What did you do this past weekend? I guess I could ask that. All right, then we have some dimensionals for our sentiment. We have one right here. And one right here. And then we have on each of these flowers, we have the glue dots in the center, and I will go ahead and do the glue dots in the center. Should work okay this time, now that I understand how it's going together. I'm not pushing it way down so it doesn't attach itself to the glass mat. And oh, all right, I didn't need it on the little one, so good thing I hadn't attached it down. Just the middle and the large one. All right, and then on the leaves, they're actually going to be on the front. So one's going to go there. One right here. And then one here. And one here. Now to pop all this stuff off. There we go. There we go. Let's see if it all comes off nice and easy. That would be wonderful. Come on. All right. Oh, well, that was fairly easy. I don't usually get them to fly. There we go. Just kind of making a pile over here. There we go. Oh. All right. Oh. There we go. And going through them all, taking off all the backings, keep the glue dot on. That one flipped off somewhere. I don't usually flip them off. If I try and flip them off, they don't flip off. So now we got to put our flowers together. So here are our white ones. And then this one, and then this one. So for 2 dots. All right, then again, I'm going to curl it up and curl it back a little. Curl it up and curl it back a little. All right, here we go. Let's try that again. Curl it up this way and curl it back with that finger. Curl it up, curl it back. Curl it up, curl it back. Curl it up, curl it back. Yes, you could do this beforehand, but I personally find it easier to do afterwards. Curl it up, curl it back, curl it up, curl it back, and that just gives it that little bit of dimension. There we go. And now this one goes with this. All right, so we know that we have the glue dots there and there. All right, there we go. That looks cool. Oh. There we go. Let me get my glue dot tops off. All right, so then we have this one and this one. And again, they have those like that. And then this one like this. And the center, right, whoop, right here. Kind of pressing it into that dot. And then again, we're going to press up and out the thumbnail and then the fingernail, thumbnail, fingernail, thumbnail, fingernail. Curl it in, curl it out, curl it in, curl it out, curl it in, curl it out, curl it in, curl it out. So I'm just doing that on each of the petals, just a light little bit. I'm not looking for anything major. And then this one goes with this. Oh no, I did the wrong one. This was the white one. I goofed. So this one went with this one. And then we need to add another glue dot there because it came off with that. This one is for the all purple Highland Heather. And then this one goes together like this with this, like that, and then this, whoop, let's put the yellow side up. All right, and we'll do this again. So curl up with the finger, up with the thumb, back with the finger, up with the thumb, back with the finger. All right, and this is purely if you want to. If you don't want to and you don't mind the way they look, that's fine. I just like mine lifted up a little bit and give them that extra 3D look. So, but it is purely my choice. Just like when you do your card, it will be purely your choice. And then instead of just flat, they have some texture to them. All right. And we'll stick that on there. So now we will bring in our card front. We will use the Take Your Pick tool to take off that and that. Got this right here. We're going to set that centered on here. All right, like that. And then, well, I think, yep. Bring that over here. Like this. Turn it around and center it on there. All right, so it gives it that nice little lifted look. All right, and then we're going to put dimensional. So let's see, dimensionals will go pretty much towards the center of the flower and then on the leaf. Center of the flower and on the leaf, and then center of the flower and on the leaf. All right, let's pop these babies off. As well as these two. All right, so this big one is going to go, oh, actually I'm going to put the Best Wishes on first. It's going to go right here, like that, and then this one will go right here, like that. And then this one goes up here in the corner. And this one goes down here, but we want to make sure that the leaves don't come off. So there we go. We want to bring this petal up. There we go. A little bit of overlap. There we go. Oh, that is so pretty. What do you think? Yeah, isn't that so pretty? You like the swiping better too, Joanne? Yeah, I do. I love that. To do daubers for edges, yes, I tend to use daubers for edges as well. And we could also, without re-inking, we could also just kind of do the edge of this. You could have done the scalloped edge as well, but I don't think I really want to do that. I definitely don't want to try it like this. But you can totally do the edge of the card. All right, and it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to re-ink. Just gives it that little bit of a distressed shadowed kind of look. But that I think is really pretty. I think this is my favorite. We'll see what the others look like. And then you could even use some Wink of Stella. Oh, actually, I'm not going to use Wink of Stella. We're going to use this new one. So this is one of the new shimmer brushes. Oh wait, I have one open. Where do I have one open? I have a shimmer brush open. Let me find it really quick. Where is that? Oh, I don't know where it is. I don't want to open a new one because I'm probably going to do that one as a giveaway, but you could totally do shimmer. Well, let's at least get our Wink of Stella in here. Now you wouldn't want to do the Wink of Stella on where you daubed the ink. You would want to do it just here in the center because it will make your ink blend together in a different way. So I would just make sure you do your Wink of Stella on the center where the color of the ink, where the color of the paper was there. So then you could see how you can add that little bit of sparkle to that. We could also, Wink of Stella is great for everything. We could also do it here. That one's pretty wobbly. I think I'm going to be adding some more glue dots to that one. But you want to just do it on the paper where you didn't add ink. If you do it where you added ink, then you're going to end up smearing the ink. So this is kind of wobbly, so I'm probably going to take that off and add some more glue dots to the back. But that is really cute. And if I can find my shimmer brush, I don't know what I did with it. It was part of the VAR, the virtual album retreat. And I got one, but then I accidentally ordered one, but I didn't want to open the new one because I wanted to use the one that I already had open. I'm just not sure. Yeah, I'm not even sure where that is. I'll have to be on the hunt for it. But that would look really good here as well on these yellows. Even though they're Daffodil Delight, that would really add sparkle. But we're just going to use the Wink of Stella for now to just add a little bit of sparkle. You could do the leaves too, but the leaves have some gold dots on it. So I think just doing the centers of the flowers. Let's see if we can, not seeing, nope, not able to see that. I'm not sure why. All right, so we have this. Let's go ahead and since we've got our card base right here, we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll set this aside. We'll set, so it's just the frame that we need of this one. So we have a circle to play with. We have the rectangle to play with. All right, so we'll set that aside for the moment. We'll set the thank you aside. We'll set these little gold ones These little gold centers aside. Let's see, what do we have here? All right, so we are just doing the white flowers and the Calypso coral flowers. So we'll bring back our, we're not going to do any of the yellow. Don't want to mess up the yellow. And we're not doing any of the pink. Are we doing the pink? Nope, we're not doing the pink. Just the Calypso coral. Just the Calypso coral. And oh, maybe these are what we're talking about. I guess we are doing these with just a little bit. Just a little bit. We'll go very, very light with the Calypso coral this time. Very light. All right, so it's small. So I'm just going to tap it. And this one, just really light. Just to add a little bit. There we go. Just adding a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, now let's build everything. We have we got lots of little pieces. All right, I'm going to start with this and this, and we're going to be doing the tear and tape. Here it is. The tear and tape over here like this, and then this one like this, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop it on there to kind of get it out of the way because we have so many little pieces over there waiting their turn. And like little kids, they're not always patient. All right, so make sure that your card opens on the right hand side. We're going to stick this down, centered. All right, now you can see here how it's tucked down, so you want to make sure not to have a dimensional there. We're going to use our dimensionals on here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they just have 4. I'm going to go with 5 because you know me and my odd numbers. And I didn't space it out into a triangle. So we're going to do this. Take these off. There we go. And then I'm going to make sure that the down here is a space between them. All right. So we're going to, it's a little above center. So we're going to do that. All right. And then we'll take this one, and this one gets glue dots. Oh, some of these are just coming off really easy. So this one gets a glue dot over here, and then this one gets a glue dot over here. All right, so we're going to pop that off, and we're going to pop that one off. All right, so this is going to tuck down. Oh, I want it. Here we go. like that. So this is going to stick there and this is going to stick down here. All right, now let's build these flowers, or hold on, let's put this, where are those going to go? Those are going to go on the top of the K and the bottom of the Y. All right, so that's where that's going. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. And now we're going to build our flowers pretty much like we did them before. So we have the darker one. And then we have the oh, here we go. There we go, like that. And then we have these two and these two, and then all of these, excuse me, get one of these. So what am I missing? Because I have an extra one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I guess I took out too many. Let me see. It shows 6 there. Okay, but we know that they make mistakes sometimes. There are printing errors sometimes. So we only have 5 flowers, so we only need 5 of the gold ones. If we have extra in the end, that works out just fine. So we have, oh, it's raining. I heard the tapping on my skylights. It's been raining on and off today, which I love a good rainy day, but a sunny day would have been nice. So that's why I'm wearing the shirt I'm wearing, because it's a little cooler today. And I decided I didn't want to be cold, and I can pull it up. It's not super warm, so it's just happening that way. All right, so they seem to think that these 1 glue dots are going to hold everything together, which so far I guess it has, right? So I'm going to do that way, and this goes this way. Okay, but I think we need, oh, is that dimensionals? There's dimensionals on the backs of all of these. All right, I was looking at the wrong part. I was looking at the building, not the gluing. So these do need dots. Although I don't know why these need dots if these are getting dimensionals. Are they really getting dimensionals? I'm having a hard time telling. It looks like dimensionals on them. Otherwise, why would they have them there? Let's see how it looks when we put it together. That looks kind of goofy. I don't think I like that. So if it is dimensionals, okay, but this girl's not going to do it. It just looks goofy. So, oop, I do want that though. All right, see that extra one I popped out? That's the one I'm going to use because it'll be nice and flat. This one has dimensional left on it, so I'm going to have to scrape that off. We're going to go with glue dots on these, or on these. Yeah, we're just going with glue dots. That looked a little too funky to me. Here we go. There's the top. Let's flip this over and stick it right there. Yeah. So here we go. Let's pop this off. I don't know, Joanne, did you like the look of the dimensional? I didn't care for the look of the dimensional on there. There we go. All right, we're going to flip these all back over because nope, that wasn't working for me. And sometimes you just got to go with your gut. You just got to go with your gut. Yep, the designers typically know what they're doing, but every now and then I just don't care for something they might have designed, and that's totally okay. You might not like something that I design, and that's totally okay. You might not like how I do something a little differently on here. You want to follow the directions completely, and that's okay. It's your box to do with whatever you want to do with, however you want to do it. Some people get these and they don't even make the cards that are designed. They just do their own thing. Others make every single card that's in there, and that's okay. All right, so we're doing this way, and then this way. And then this goes on there, which then goes on here. All right. So now we have our flowers, and then on the backs of the flowers are the dimensionals. See, that makes more sense to me. So I'm not sure why they have them lined up here. And maybe they don't have dimensionals on the back. It does look like the dimensionals, but maybe they don't have them. Maybe it's just a misprint. In any case, for me, we're going without the dimensionals. All right, so we have a dimensional, 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 and we got one more. Oh, why'd I grab two? There we go. It's stuck. Now we'll take off our little tops. We have lots of little dots all over the place. All right, we'll get these dots out of here. This stuff is so staticky. How many of you find it all over your house? Cat hair, dog hair, and dimensional and glue dot backings all over the house. All right, here we go. So we're going to start with one of these. It looks like it's kind of under here. All right, and then one of the yellow ones. Oh, see, now they're all flat, and I don't want them flat. So we're going to pull that off real quick. And we're going to do that little bit of curling. Just the very tip. Just the very tip of it. Yep, it's pouring. It's raining, it's pouring. The old man not snoring. He's awake, so the old man's not snoring right now. Maybe. He might be in his recliner snoring. I don't know. I can't tell from up here. I don't hear him grumbling, so he's either snoring or just sitting quietly in his chair. All right. There we go. Now this one goes on top. All right, and then we have this one, this little yellow one. Curl up those edges a little bit. It's almost like I'm, in a way I'm just kind of bending it. All right, and then we have this one over here. All right, and we have this one that goes in the middle. I don't know where my husband disappeared to. All right, here we go. We have this one, and then we have one more. Let's get them curled up. Looking forward to dinner tonight. Got my mother-in-law coming in too. Gonna put her to work cutting stuff for card club because that's what I usually do. All right, and oh, I don't want that. All right, oh, let's see. I want that kind of raised back up. There we go. All right, and we have that cute thank you. I love it. You know, the curling of it makes all the difference to me. And there's another way, that's something I could teach you the next time. There's another way to kind of curl those using your, oh, what's it called? It comes with this. It's got it's the little metal point, oh, I can't think of the name of it. It will come to me. Stylus. The stylus that comes with your take your pick tool and goes in this end. No, it goes in this end. And I'll have to show you that, but you can use it on a foam mat and twirl it around, and that will also curl things up. So with this one, I'm not going to do the edges because I don't have the yellow. I could get the yellow, but we won't do that. So here are our 3 cards. Let me move this out of the way. All right, our 3 cards for today's Kit Together Tuesday. And this is the Shaded Petals kit. And now we know why it's called Shaded Petals, because we are using daubers with our ink to create the different shading of the flowers. So tone on tone as well as color on white. And again, you have the gold here, so you wouldn't need to use the Wink of Stella, but here on these centers that are just the Daffodil Delight, you could totally use the Wink of Stella to add a little sparkle to it. You could even do it on the frames. You just would not want to do it where you have inked anything, because it will make that ink smear and spread when it gets damp. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Last reminder, stylus. Yes, thank you, Joanne. Didn't know this was so pretty, right? I didn't know either. It's one of those things where sometimes you just have to do it for yourself to figure it out and see it. And seeing it in person, I mean, you're not seeing it in person, but you're seeing it done versus just a picture of it. So you're seeing it in the 2D, kind of 3D. And so, yeah, this one I think is still my favorite, and this one may be my second favorite. This one I need to, yeah, that's gonna, I'm just gonna do it right now because it's hanging on barely. It was stuck to this, and that was it. So I'm going to add here, because it's a pretty big flower. I'm going to add 2 glue dots to this one. And that will make it a lot sturdier, because this little leftover glue dot center here was all that was holding it onto here. So now it's not going anywhere. See, now it's not going anywhere. So much, much better. Just a reminder, my birthday BOGO is going on. My birthday, your bonus. Place an order $35 or more. If you do $75, then you can get the product of the month, which is either this one or this one. All right, which I'll be doing a live soon with those. And then you can, and then starting Thursday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday is the free shipping. I haven't printed out that flyer. The free shipping, so then you can actually quadruple your savings, because you would get the BOGO, you can get the Wild Bunch or the other product of the month. You can get the free shipping, and you can get Stampin' Rewards. You get Stampin' Rewards no matter what, but that would be 4 things. You get the BOGO, the free shipping, the product of the month, and the Stampin' Rewards. All right. Oh, I colored my fingers apparently. Next thing I want to remind you about is the Scenic Coast craft class. The paper is not available. However, you can still do the class with whatever supplies you have. When the paper comes available, you can watch the class again and make the cards. The other thing is tomorrow is the last day to subscribe for the Paper Pumpkin Bikes and Blooms, where you will get lots of fun cards, 9 cards, a Calypso Coral Classic Stampin' Pad, so you'd have another one of those, which you just can't beat that. And then foil and paper pre-cut pieces. It looks like it's just gonna be a lot of fun. I love going bike riding. I've got to work on getting my bike ready to roll again. All right. Thank you so much for joining me in person, Joanne. And for those of you who catch this on the replay, let me know where you're watching from and what you think of this Shaded Petals kit. Which card is your favorite? Have a great rest of your day, everybody. See you back here on Friday for Paper Pumpkin Playdate. Bye-bye.